somebody that we've been working with for a number of years now. And it's a great pleasure to have here tonight a former representative of the Centre of Fine Arts, Music and Theatre of the University of Canterbury, which we are, as I said, glad to support and collaborate with. Please welcome the Director of the Centre, Dr. Amanda Morris.
Thank you so much, John. Tēnā koutou, good evening everyone. As John mentioned, I work at the University of Canterbury. My position is Director of Fine Arts, Music and Theatre. And I have to let you all know that I have the most amazing job. I really love it. I get to work with some of the most talented musicians, thank you, John, some of the most talented musicians, artists, theatre and filmmakers in New Zealand. What I'd like to do this evening is talk to you about the connection between the community and the arts, and the community support of the arts. In particular, artists provide they provide art and performances which reflect on, provoke and entertain their community. As we've seen recently with the success of the Ron Newick exhibition at the Christchurch Art Gallery. But for many of us, we are not artists, and our role is to support the arts, and that support can come in many forms. All of you here tonight are supporters of the arts, just by being here. There's volunteering assistance for the arts, philanthropy, corporate sponsorship, government funding at all levels. And that support can come in a variety of forms as well. It can go to individual artists, to arts projects and productions and programs, to arts organisations and venues, and to arts education. Patronage of the arts has been part of community cultures throughout history. Arts patronage is best known, I guess, in relation to medieval and Renaissance Europe, though patronage can also be traced in feudal Japan, China, the traditional Southeast Asian kingdoms, and elsewhere. Art patronage tended to arise wherever a royal or imperial system and an aristocracy dominated society and controlled a significant share of resources. The Medici family of Florence were well known for their artistic patronage. The Roman Catholic Church and later Protestant groups sponsored art and culture, and architecture, sculpture. Sponsorship of artists and the commissioning of artwork is the best known aspect of the patronage system. Artists as diverse as Da Vinci, Michelangelo, Shakespeare, Mozart and Beethoven all benefited to some degree. In contemporary culture, patronage has moved to the more publicly supported system of museums, theatres, art galleries, and mass audiences and mass consumption. So while sponsorship has changed from churches to charitable foundations and from aristocrats to plutocrats, a community's need to support artists so that they have time and resources to produce art is still the same. Support of the arts has become an integral part of philanthropy programs of corporations and individuals. A well-known example of individual philanthropy is Peggy Guggenheim, who supported artists by opening a commercial art gallery in London in 1938, starting out by representing avant-garde artists such as Cocteau and Kandinsky. We often hear news reports of the big dollar philanthropists, for instance Warren Buffett's donation in 2006 of $31 billion to the Gates Foundation. But artists starting out don't only need money. They flourish in a community that engages in art, talks about art, and provides supportive environments to present art and bring artists and their local community together. The Nut Point Centre does just that. Last year, Creative New Zealand commissioned research into the private sector support for the arts in New Zealand. The report, called The Art of the Possible, concluded that the greatest opportunity for increasing private sector support is from business. It also sets out recommendations to increase revenue from trusts and foundations and from individual giving. According to Creative New Zealand surveys, 80% of New Zealanders participate in the arts. And that participation can vary from listening to music to participating in choirs and bands. Not everyone can be a major collector of art. Not everyone can afford a Picasso or a Bill Hammond or a Rita Angus. However, we can support our local and regional artists and our young artists by attending their exhibitions or concerts, by purchasing their artwork as they develop their reputation, by supporting the venues where they present their work, and by supporting individual artists with resources, such as arts residencies and scholarships. Whatever way you decide to help the arts, in doing so you are building and strengthening your own community. The Nut Point Centre is a wonderful example of a community arts centre, supporting regional arts and music in a sustained and thoughtful way, and partners successfully with sponsors and patrons from the community. Nut Point has provided a lively venue for many music performances for the university's School of Music, for instance, and provides, as this wonderful exhibition shows, a great venue for regional artists to present their work. The annual West Melton Art Event is a perfect example of the community connecting with and supporting artists. This year's exhibition is a wonderful coming together of an established artist in Ivan Clark, along with new and emerging artists. This year's Art Awards are proudly sponsored by the Christchurch Guangdong Association, which has taken on a time-honoured role of patron of the arts. I thank all of you for being patrons of the arts, by being here, for engaging with and supporting the arts. I also congratulate all those involved in the Nut Point Centre for their dedication and commitment in support of the arts in New Zealand. As patrons of the arts, we don't know how our time, energy or money will nurture artists into the future, but we can know that our efforts will make a difference. Somewhere in the future, our efforts will flourish in the works of new artists. We will have made it possible for the next generation of Seraphine Hicks and Shane Collins. Thank you, everyone.